Good evening to you once again, and we are very glad to have your company tonight on Rwanda Television News. And as we started off, RPF Inkotanyi demonstrates that its campaign activities will not disrupt the normal activities of citizens. This was announced in a press conference held on Friday aimed at showcasing the RPF Inkotanyi preparations for the campaign journey towards the July elections. Prince Manzi starts us off tonight.
Coordination of the campaign activities at the exact time that should be done, and the fact that these activities should not disrupt in any way the normal activities of the citizens, is what the Secretary General of the RPF Inkotanyi, Wenas Gasamagera, relies on, explaining that the campaign this time will be done in an unusual way.
Aho iyi campaign ukwamamaza kuzatandukanira n'ubusanzwe.
This campaign will be different from the usual in this way. Our flag bearer for the presidency used to go in every district, but now it will be regions with many districts. Due to that, we have 21 days of campaign, and amidst those days, other activities are to continue. Again, we believe that the campaigns are not to prohibit normal lives of citizens and developmental activities, and that is why we decided to merge districts for our candidate to bear his usual activities in the campaign. The RPF Inkotanyi's commissioner in charge of mobilization, Dr. Utumatwishima Jean-Paul Abdallah, reiterates that the promise to the people by the party was achieved at a 90% rate, adding that the members continue to participate in creating the bloodlines that make up the vision of the party for the 2024-2029 manifesto.
Dutangira kwitegura amatora y'uyu mwaka murabizi ko twatangiye dukora evaluation dusuzuma ibyo twari twaremereye abanyamuryango. When we started preparing for this year's elections, we made an evaluation of what was promised to citizens from 2017 to 2024. The results were that it was achieved on a 90% rate, and also gave us ideas for the 2024-2029 manifesto, and also elected Paul Kagame as their flag bearer in this year's elections. The RPF Inkotanyi's Commissioner in charge of Justice, Tito Rutaremara, emphasized that promising Rwandans what to achieve was unrealizable, but after Paul Kagame took over the leadership, it was possible. While preparing, we thought that it would take a while, but later it fastened after 2000, when President Paul Kagame became the transition leader, and the development fastened in 3 years. But we also have a vision, Vision 2050, and we want to achieve more. 19 sites around the country were prepared for the campaign of the RPF Inkotanyi's flag bearer for the head of state. Campaigns kick off on Saturday, 22nd June, and the elections are slated for 14th July 2024 for Rwandans in diaspora and 15th July for Rwandan citizens in the country.
Thank you, Prince Manzi. Two other matters, but still on the July election. Independent presidential candidate Philip Mpayimana says he is set to begin his campaign trail on Saturday, June 22nd. While briefing the media on Friday, Mpayimana noted that he will cover all 30 districts of the country while campaigning.
Murakoze nkaba nishimiye kumenyesha abanyarwanda ko guhera uyu munsi.
Thank you. I want to announce to Rwandans that my manifesto is now available to everyone. It is comprised of 50 articles. All this is about the country's life. Some detail new programs and initiatives that I wish to implement, while others call for change. I am also planning to add more articles based on requests and opinions presented by citizens during my campaign. Campaigns will be carried out in every district of the country. The campaign will start from Kirehe district. There's no specific reason for that, only that campaigns have to begin somewhere and end from another district.
Ni Kirehe ariko nta mpamvu nuko hari hamwe umuntu agomba gutangirira akarangiriza ahandi.
On Friday, Prime Minister Dr. Edouard Ngirente met with George Moreira da Silva, the Under-Secretary General and Executive Director of the United Nations Office for Projects Services, UNOPS. Their discussions are focused on exploring potential areas of cooperation between Rwanda and the organization. George Moreira da Silva noted that based on the discussions, there are great potentials for collaboration based on the organization's expertise.
And we think that for UNOPS, it would be a great opportunity to partner with the government. I think that it's a new start, and we clearly see the potential to do so. I clearly learned from the Prime Minister that our expertise on project implementation, it's something that is valuable. And now we'll see in concrete terms the areas where we will be working. I don't want to outline any specific area or sector, but basically there is willingness to collaborate because we bring something that can be valuable for the government. It's not a strategy or any political approach. That's the government, but we bring an expertise on implementation of projects. We are project managers, and this has been very helpful in many countries in the world. We construct schools, hospitals, roads, renewable energy, energy transmission lines. We also procure medicines, we procure services and goods. So you see that our culture of getting things done, agility and flexibility is something that can be helpful for the government. So I'm quite optimistic about the potential of this collaboration, and I was very pleased to hear from the Prime Minister the ambition, the agenda that the government has been putting in place.
To more news, the 13th East African Community Partner States Armed Forces Field Training Exercise Ushirikiano Imara 2024 has been concluded in a ceremony held at the Rwanda Military Academy, Gako, in Bugesera district. The two-week-long exercise brought together armed forces, police personnel and civilian components from Kenya, Rwanda, Uganda and Tanzania. It addressed peace support operations, counter-terrorism, counter-piracy, disaster management and civil-military cooperation, aiming to enhance readiness and interoperability among partner states' armed forces to tackle complex security challenges. During the closing ceremony, Honorable Juvenal Marizamunda, Rwanda's Minister of Defense, underlined that the exercise improved the interoperability, cooperation and unity of command. These enhancements will assist partner states in overcoming any obstacle threatening regional security and stability. He further encouraged all participants to share the knowledge and experience gained during the exercise with their respective countries and beyond to foster security in the region. General Mubarak Muganga, RDF Chief of Defense Staff, highlighted the importance of such exercises in building strong friendships, collaboration, cohesion, trust and confidence among partner states' armed forces. He said the East African Community Armed Forces should prioritize interoperability and increased capacity to tackle national and regional security issues. Veronica Mweni Anduva, Secretary General of the East African Community, emphasized the essential role of peace, unity and stability in defending common interests in East Africa. She stressed that the region must find lasting solutions to regional problems even on international matters. Exercise Director Major General Andrew Kagame noted that a joint operation during the exercise simulated real-world scenarios testing forces' readiness in identifying areas for improvement. He affirmed that the exercise significantly enhanced interoperability, ensuring seamless operation as a unified force in times of need. The exercise closing ceremony was graced by government officials and representatives from East African partner states. Notable attendees included Jacob Marksons, both Minister of Defense and Veterans Affairs of the Republic of Uganda, Lieutenant General Samuel Okiding, Deputy Chief Defense Force representing Chief of Defense Forces CDF, UPDF, Lieutenant General John Omenda, the Vice Chief of Defense Force of Kenya Armed Forces, and Major General Fadili Omar Ndondo, Tanzanian Land Force Commander, among other officials. And moving ahead to other matters, the Central Bank of Rwanda has introduced new measures to fight digital fraud and safeguard transactions after reports of incidents involving mobile money continued to increase countrywide. Users of such services have increasingly been receiving SMS from people seeking to cheat them out of their money, with thieves finding ever more creative ways to con victims into sending them money. The thieves are also targeting mobile money agents, and they too are not immune from the schemes, with some having lost hundreds of thousands of francs. Officials at the Rwanda Consumers Rights Protection Organization have called for the matter to be addressed because it is providing a problem, or it is proving a problem, and cannot be left unchecked. This is the reason top officials at the Central Bank of Rwanda say coordinated efforts have now been launched, with the Anti-Fraud Forum having been formed to fight all forms of digital crimes. It has been emphasized that the strongest weapon in this fight is getting the general public informed and educated about such schemes, so that individuals can protect themselves. Meanwhile, figures have confirmed that 86% of adults here in Rwanda now use mobile money services, up from 62% back in 2020. To health matters, officials at the Rwanda FDA have confirmed that they are working with the AIG-PHAR, the pharmaceutical sector that brings together importers of pharmaceutical products to ensure that the country reaches a third-tier desires by the World Health Organization when it comes to medicines and hospital equipment. We do have the details.
Importers of such products note that progress has been made in easing the tax burden on medicines, though they say they still sometimes struggle to register new medicines, while challenges also exist in the importation, supervision and storage of medical equipment. Another hindrance that exists is getting the necessary documents to get a medicine registered. A lot is required, and even when we do submit the required documents, getting a reply from the Rwanda FDA takes a lot of time. So we are asking them to speed things up. For people like us that sell lab equipment, we must acknowledge that some packs are only supposed to be opened by the end user. But during some physical inspections by the Rwanda FDA, we find that seals have been broken. That is a serious problem, because then the client has every right to refuse delivery of the product on grounds that it has been tampered with. Requirements for new medicines to be registered have continued to be sometimes difficult to source, and that is another issue that needs to be addressed. Medicines are available, that is not a problem. The issue arises when new medicines need to be registered and their manufacturers drag their feet about the process, using the excuse that we have a small market. We therefore intend to meet with those people, with the Rwanda FDA, so that we can address that problem. Before, medicines could be approved based only on where they were from, but now all must be registered, same as hospital equipment. Present during AGIFAR's latest General Assembly were officials from the Rwanda FDA, and they gave assurances that efforts are going to be made to address the highlighted challenges.
None ikindi cyiza twubatse ni imikoranire
Another good result of cooperation is our ties with other FDAs elsewhere. A medicine may be manufactured in a given country, and all we have to do is call authorities there to ascertain that it is safe. Importers may struggle to get things going at that level, but that is not an issue we face, and the existence of joint task forces ensures that the process can be sped up for all involved. Now that Rwanda is home to major pharmaceutical manufacturing facilities, the country must attain the third tier required by the World Health Organization in terms of medicines and hospital equipment. Rwanda has more than 200 importers of more than 3,000 types of pharmaceutical products.
On the 8th graduation of the East Africa Customs and Freight Forwarding Practicing Certificate, 191 students comprised of 87 females and 140 males who got certified as professionals in customs and freight forwarding industry applauded the move. Katia Ineza has the details.
The East African Customs and Freight Forwarding Practicing Certificate EACF-FPC is a professional training program conducted under partnership of East African Revenue Authorities and National Freight Forwarding Associations. The EACF-FPC is a program for licensing customs clearing agents by revenue authorities in the East African community. The graduates are considered as professional customs and freight forwarding industry. I got inspired to pursue this course because I wanted to learn doing my own taxes for my business and help my fellow friends with their taxes. The industry used to have a lot of challenges. People could barely understand taxation, including unfaithful workers. Some will do non-compliant actions, but this course brings people on the right path. The Rwanda Revenue Authority is very grateful for our work, for it has made a big difference within the community. The training program was launched with the support from USAID, the members of the National Associations of Freight Forwarders in East African Community, and the Federal of East African Freight Forwarders Associations, partnered with revenue authorities in the East African Community. We teach them different courses that are applicable at Rwanda Revenue Authority so people will not use an excuse of not knowing. This course aims in educating people the right way to deal with taxes and protecting themselves from making mistakes. The graduated students experienced the one-year certificate program, receiving practical training on making declarations and familiarizing themselves with the system, providing them with invaluable hands-on experience and fostering proficiency in customs declaration. Ineza Ketia, RwandaTV News.
The Rwanda Civil Aviation Training and Innovation Center provided a certification to the RCAA staff, and it was also officially accredited as an approved aviation institution on the 20th of June 2024. Katia once more.
The Rwanda Civil Aviation Training and Innovation Center is officially accredited as an approved organization. Civil aviation institutions are barely available in Rwanda and highly expensive internationally. The RCAA target in facilitating and providing solutions to those challenges for the aviation community.
Establish the Rwanda Civil Aviation Training and Innovation Center is way back in 2019, but the school itself started some trainings as a non-approved training organization in 2023, and from that time it has been conducting trainings in partnership with other training organizations, and today is the day we will officially be accredited to start training as approved training organization.
The institution aims in training and equipping people with knowledge and skills to transform and impact their community. The aviation professionals get to learn and improve their skills easily without pursuing international schools.
Benefit is that it brings different aviation personnel from different aviation Rwandan stakeholders together to share knowledge and do harmonized and do our training in a harmonized way. It is one. Two, it is very cost effective because as an aviation personnel, we are used to outsourcing these trainings outside Rwanda from different regions and in the world. But now having these trainings conducted here makes it easier.
The Rwanda Civil Aviation Training and Innovation Center, RCATIC, started providing courses to RCAA staff who received their certification this 20th June 2024. The Civil Aviation Institution will be available to all other civil aviation community and providing different courses to expand their knowledge. Ineza Kitia, RTV News.
And from this report, we come to the end of tonight's edition. On behalf of the entire news production, as well as the technical team, many thanks for being with us. And up until next time, stay safe. We wish you a restful night and a fun-filled weekend ahead. Goodbye.